What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's like the Antignarot back yet for another Trove Chapter Trove. More patch notes. Bada boop boop boo. I got new headphones. I'm trying to get used to them, but they keep falling off my head because I'm all crazy and shake my head all the time. So, crazy patch notes. First, you will notice, of course, a beautiful samurai has made his way into the Trove. They have a new, let's see right here, right at the top of the patch list is the new costume pack. And this actually comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 costumes for, there's, oh, I didn't even realize there's one for the gunner, which is this little heart guy. 2 for the Fade Trickster, which are pretty cool. We won't be showing all of them off because I'll probably make like a costume pack video later or something like that. I don't know. Then there is also the Neon Ninja has the Lunar Ronin, which samurai is like my thing, like secretly behind the scenes. I absolutely love it. So that is like one of my favorite costumes, which means we're probably going to be playing our Neo Samurai for a little bit. And then there's the Heartbleed, which is really cool because this one actually really reminds me of Phantasy Star Online and stuff like that. And then there is the Dark Infinian Barbarian suit, which we saw a little bit of a sneak peek of just in our menu anyways, but now it's in the game and it's actually pretty cool. And there's the Sugar Skull, which I just know is going to be like Lord Sithis' favorite. And the Shadow Disciple for the Ice Sage is finally the Ice Sage has a cool costume. I'll just say that, because otherwise all these other ones were all just different colors and stuff. And that's it. But very, very cool. I was doing some calculations trying to figure out like what is it if you buy all the costumes separately, it amounts to 11,000 credits. And in order to even get close to that, you would have to spend like $50 plus. So the $20 pack is definitely worth it if you don't have the flux to buy the costumes. Otherwise, that said, all the costumes are kind of at a ridiculous price anyways. So, costumes, and then, oh, yeah, we actually covered all the costumes here. So, Chaos chests have been randomized as well. Open a few and see what's inside this week. Apparently this week, I guess they don't really have anything new to show off, where you can still get a couple of the Meounts, which is the giant cat mount something or other. The Neon Night Cycle, I don't really know why you can get that, other than, I guess, just giving people the opportunity to get it, other than having to buy it right here for only a little bit over a costume. That's what I mean. The prices are ridiculous. There it is right there, Super Weapons God. We'll show off some of the costumes. Like, this one still is definitely my favorite, but otherwise I just want to show off this one too. Like, see, look how cool that is. And I also ended up finding a hot dog on a stick. So that's actually really, really neat, man. The other thing too, actually I really like that costume. The other thing too, which you may notice right now, like our frame rate is a little bit, it's a little bit jittery. Actually, no, that's completely irrelevant. Never mind. We'll get into that in a minute. Of course, too, the most obvious one that you will have noticed is that the UI has changed. They've changed the UI for the hotbar, which is down at the bottom, which looks very cool and very fancy, but generally, a lot of people have been saying, like, just as they've played with it, and I kind of agree that it is a lot harder to see and know what's going on. Like, the health and stamina bar looks shiny, and it's cool and stuff, but just for myself personally, I think that Trove could have learned a thing or two from games like Diablo, where they try and make the health and mana pools extremely simple and very easy to visually see what's going on. And I just personally find it a little bit hard to tell, like, what your health is at and stuff like that, even though it's very, very fancy and very, very cool. Then as far as QR and T are concerned, I think hopefully they are willing to stretch out the items that are in your hotbar a little bit, because generally, like, you need a magnifying glass, man. You can't even see what's going on down there. But otherwise, it's still a really cool system. The weapons or not the weapons, like your special abilities and stuff like mouse button 2, 1, and 2, like they did a really good job with it. I think that's really cool now that it matches their chests and stuff like that. The star bar's also been updated to the new UI 2. The inventory is still this old one, which means it's gonna end up being all fancy and beautiful like the hotbar down there. Hopefully it's not gonna be too hard to see, because I don't know, maybe it's just because it's darker contrasted colors or something like that. It could just be me. Now for graphics, here's something that's a little bit exciting, is they actually have some new graphic elements in the game that aren't really in your video settings, but they're for higher end PCs that we can test presently. So we're gonna do that right now, just over here. If you go over here and you type post bloom, you're gonna notice in the background, bam! See how everything kind of gets a little bit more bloomy and a little hopefully it's gonna be able to translate in the video with YouTube degradation and all that stuff. And then of course the other one, which this setting kind of drains frame rate for a very minor change. Now try and keep looking at the Vile Scallywag Lord Sithis skull over there, or even the tree right beside us. Hopefully it's gonna turn out. Post SSAO is what you type, and you can kind of see, it's very subtle, but you see along like the skull and things in the distance. I find it's a lot easier to see it in the distance than it is seeing it up close, because actually it might only be in the distance. That's really weird. But what it does is, like, you may see on the mountain and stuff over there that there is a little bit more of a shadowing to the blocks, like just to make them blend together better. I'm pretty sure that's what it does. If that's actually not what the occlusion setting does, then honestly I have no idea what it does, and it seems pointless. But it's pretty cool. You know, it's nice that they're actually adding like some visual elements. I thought they were gonna add like some things that made the game look really, really fancy, but the bloom pretty much is the only setting that we're probably gonna keep using in the videos, and even then, probably not for a while, until it's actually like hard written into the video settings, because I don't want to have to type, like, try to remember typing /post bloom every time we come on. Then they have the new video effects for the Candy Barbarian Licorice Lord costume. I didn't even see those. He's got it right there, actually. Attack! Do something! Nothing! Okay, he's not doing anything. I'll just try it myself. Sorry about that, a little technical hiccup, ladies and gents. There we go, costume. I'm trying to get through this as quick as possible because I gotta go. So the licorice costume, oh, it is fancier. It's all like dark red and stuff now, and a lot cooler, isn't it? Ooh. Yeah, I actually really like that. That's really cool. Then the other thing too is they have, that was the new Candy Barbarian costume, by the way, is the the Draconis video effects have been upped a little bit. I don't really see, oh, I kind of see what they mean. So there seems to be a little bit of a flame shadow underneath. Maybe that's got to do with the bloom. Maybe that's all the video effects ended up doing. And then generally, like when you transform and stuff, you can kind of see that the effects are a little bit sharper. It didn't really change that much video effects though. That's pretty much it. Fixed a bug where the Dracolite and Pirate Captain familiars disappeared after you fell off a cliff and died. So that's actually a really good fix. Thankfully, they ended up fixing that. Hello, Candy Barb. Where's my costume? I still don't know where any of this stuff is. Look at this costume. Isn't that tight? Seriously. Clubs. You can now join other players. That's right. You can just go to your club meter and you see the little arrows right beside all the players' names. That's how you join them. So that's a very fancy feature. Unfortunately, it's rendered kind of useless just because of the 30-second cooldown. So I really hope that they're going to finally like take care of that and fix that, so that rather than having a 30-second cooldown, you should just be able to auto-decline people joining you in your social options or something like that. That's at least what I think, because otherwise, like, I noticed, and this is just getting into stuff that's beyond the patch, I just noticed a huge dip when they added that 30-second cooldown where barely anybody joins anymore. Some people do, but not as often. Then, of course, there's just the bug fixes here. Fix the class coin or flask coin. Not unlocking your selection if in a specific slot. Never ran into that one, but I guess that's a good thing. Fixed bug where wings sometimes got triggered by normal jumps in Club Worlds. Maybe we ran into that. Honestly, I never really had that as much of a problem. I just still find that wings are generally a little bit tricky to activate anyway, just because of like lag and jumpiness and stuff like that. We're gonna have to get our Chaos wings off of this guy and probably switch to our Mastery wings. Then we also got fixed a bug where it was possible to get more than 8 people in a shadow arena at one time. I saw other people doing that. I don't know how, but it's fixed now. Corrected the orientation of the Gunslinger charge shots and Chaos Hound footprints. So I guess the Gunslinger's charge shots must have been like in a different spot or something like that. Honestly, I didn't really notice. And I did notice actually that the Chaos Hound his footprints were in like different areas and stuff. Enemies no longer leave combat in shadow arenas. That one's a big one that I really want to test out, because what that means is that not only will enemies not deactivate just when you're in like a normal shadow arena, but doesn't that technically mean that in a shadow dungeon you could run through the entire dungeon and lure all the enemies at once and kill them all at once rather than killing them by room? You know, that could actually be really, really cool. Then community creations, we got new hairstyles and we got new hats, and that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So the biggest thing about this patch is all these wonderful, beautiful costumes. I absolutely love them. They are so detailed and awesome, and I just, like I said before, I know Sith is gonna go crazy for this one, because pirates are kind of his thing, and this is all skulls and coolness, and yeah, I actually really like it myself too. But out of them, I actually like this Ronin one the best. Like seriously, this is just so beautifully, awesomely delicious. Now, there are the other costumes and stuff, but we'll get into that in our time. As for today, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I would also appreciate if you would smack that like button, share, favorite, and subscribe to join Team Pixel. Sign on, stay epic, everybody.
Believe in yourself.